Greetings, Exile. My name is Jay, and today I want to talk to you about the Tornado Shot 3.8 Deadeye Blight League Starter Build. At first, I wasn't sure if I should include it into my list, but yeah, it is the lowest ranked kind of build that I'm going to make a video about. But it's still impressive what you can actually do with this build nonetheless. So stay tuned. Most people of you probably tried Tornado Shot or saw somebody using Tornado Shot, because this is probably the most used MFing character that's out there. It is extremely easy to play. It has a multiple screens wide chain reaction if you are using chain, if you're a Deadeye, and we are going to use it. And in my opinion, it is the fastest mapping build if you're not playing like Headhunter and stuff like that. So if you just want to map, this is definitely the build that you should play, you should try out. But let's go over the reasons why I think this is not one of the greatest and best League starter builds. Don't get me wrong, this is still a really good, really solid build that you can clear the whole game with. But problem with this build is especially its single target and its toughness. We are a Deadeye, we are relying heavily on our evasion rating because we can't really stay alive. It is really hard to get up to a 5k HP, so yeah, once you get hit by a crit, you are pretty much dead. And it's going to happen. It doesn't matter how much evasion you have, it's going to happen that you get hit once. So this is not a build that can go to like level 100. But nonetheless, if you stack evasion on this build, you will probably have the best mapping experience you can get out of a build. You will have explosions from a Heart of Ice everywhere, and you're just shooting like 2 or 3 times and the game will lag out because you're clearing like 6 or 7 screens at the same time. So mapping with this build is really fun actually. One problem with this build is I sometimes crashed instances when using chain support in our main link, because I was just killing too many monsters at the same time, and then there are like 20 million projectiles flying around and chaining between the monsters, and so yeah. I actually swapped over to a different link, but we are going over the links in a moment here. First of all, I want to talk about leveling. So Tornado Shot leveling is bad. I didn't like it. I swapped over to Rain of Arrows, and Rain of Arrows leveling is super easy. I like leveling it with Rain of Arrows. It deals a lot of damage. It has good single target as well as clear speed. So if you want to level with Tornado Shot, of course you can do that, but I suggest you try out Rain of Arrows. Feels so much better than Tornado Shot early on. Let's go over the Ascendancy here. So we are going to pick up Gathering Winds first. This is because it grants us huge utility. 1000 evasion rating while we have we are always going to have Tailwind. 1000 evasion rating early on into the game means that literally nobody will hit you, no enemy will hit you, and we are going to get the Tailwind buff, which means our action speed is increased. Action speed is cast speed, attack speed, and movement speed. So this will help our early leveling, getting to maps really damn good. After that we are going for Far Shot. Far Shot gives us more projectile damage depending on how far away the enemy is. Since we are Ranger, the enemy is going to be far away pretty much the whole time, so we will get like 20 to 30% more attack damage out of this node. After that, I would say we go for a Chain, because chaining helps you clear a lot, and after that we go for Endless Munitions for the additional projectile. This is actually a full cold build, so we are trying to convert all of our physical damage into cold damage. We are using weapon cold damage and winter spirit for this one. This will convert 40% of our physical. And then we are going to use Rimburn Godhide gloves, which will convert 50%. So we have 90% physical to cold conversion already. We are utilizing a Lionized Glare. In my opinion, it's the best bow for starting the league on a build like that, because it has a lot of damage on it, like a lot of physical damage, and we have hits can't be evaded on here. This one also has far shot on it. Doesn't matter because we are going to pick up far shot on our Ascendancy, so they don't stack. But nonetheless, this bow is pretty much the best thing you can get early on into the game. We are going to use a Drill Neck. A Drill Neck lets us pierce enemies. It will give us flat physical damage, which is going to be converted to cold. It grants us attack speed, another evasion boost, and also some life. The increased damage with hits and ailments to targets we are piercing is not too important. It is quite a good damage boost, but the other stats are what we are actually picking up this one. We are going for Staconjas because we want to do evasion stacking. Staconjas gives us both survivability and an attack speed and crit boost, so it's both good for survivability and damage at the same time. Now this is where many people might say, oh my god, I hope you don't hear the ambulance, it's just pretty much outside my window right there. So Lore Weave. I was trying out many different kind of like chess pieces. I also was trying out the Queen of the Forest. I was trying out the Belly of the Beast. In my opinion, my biggest problem with this build was not the speed or the was not the speed, but the survivability. Since Lore Weave grants us these max res, it is a huge bonus to our survivability, even though it doesn't grant us any evasion rating or anything like that, but it grants us the maximum resistances. It also grants us all attributes, which is pretty damn nice because we need a little bit of intelligence and strength here and there. It's also going to increase our damage by quite a lot because the physical damage to attacks applies to us. We are converting everything, or 90%, to cold. Crit chance, yeah, nothing to say about that. And increased elemental damage. As I said, pretty much all of our damage is coming from our cold damage. Other than that, on your gear, focus on life, evasion, and get your base stats up. If you are not... So this is a tier 16 mapping. If you're not planning to run tier 16s, I wouldn't go for Lore Weave. Go for a... what did I say? Queen of the Forest instead. Get your evasion rating boosted up. Maybe even swap out the Aether's Promise for a Stipknight Flask to even further increase your evasion rating. If you're dealing enough damage and you're still not kept on 45k evasion, swap out your Hatred for Grace Aura, and then you should definitely be at the 45k evasion rating, which is the cap for movement speed from the Queen of the Forest. You pretty much have your damage 6 link. I highly recommend it to put it in your bow if you are playing Lore Weave, because we need a lot of green sockets, and Lore Weave is the strength in base, so you will pretty much never reach 5 green sockets with this one. Other than our base 6 link, we have 4 links that we have to fit somewhere, which is Frostbomb with our Bone Churl Frostbite setup. Then we have, or actually, yes. Then we have our auras with our Enlighten, with our Herald. This is the second 4 link. And then we have our Portal, Blink Arrow, Enhance, Faster Attacks. This is our third 4 link. All others things that you see here, Precision Dash, Lightning Golem, Blood Rage. These 4 skills are like single skills. You don't have to link them. You can link them. That doesn't really matter. You don't have to link them. Just you don't need to. And we are having our Steel Skin Customer Damage Taken 2 link set up. So in total we have our main 6 link. In addition to that, we have 3 times a 4 link and 1 2 link. The rest you can put wherever you want. You can swap these things around depending on colors of your items, so yeah, you are free to move them around however you want, wherever you want. But I actually suggest, since Dark Conjures is only dex based, you go for a portal, blink arrow, and these green gems into your Dark Conjures. That you put our Rimburn is dex based as well, so we want to put at least something that has a green socket. So you put either your 4-link Herald plus Auras, or your 4-link other stuff. Let's just call it other stuff. And maybe you can pick up a base that is like intelligence and dexterity to get the 4 blue link going in there, and the rest yeah, probably in the chest piece. For map clearing, I recommend you try a Dying Sun. And then Aetherese. Aetherese is a lot of damage. If you don't need the Aetherese damage, go for a Stibnite Flask instead, which will increase your evasion rating even further. But I feel like on tier 16 you need the damage, because this is a really cheap bow, and bows always deal low damage, especially if you're not self-crafting them. So yeah, you need all the damage that you can get. We're looking at around 247k DPS from one projectile, so tier 16 clear, super easy, but once it comes to bosses, you can really feel that you need some damage, like an invasion boss, like a beyond boss. You can feel that you actually need a little bit more damage. I think that's it. If you have any further questions about this build or any other build, check out all my other build guide videos. If you think this build may not be the correct build for you, check out the other builds. I have like a compilation of 7 different builds. I've been ranking them. I have build guide videos for all of them. All of them are league starters in 3.8, and all of them will work pretty much just as fine as this one, probably even better if you go to high tier boss fights. Thank you very much for watching. Check out my Twitch, twitch.tv/PlightLeague. Leave me a comment down below if you like it or if you didn't like it. Leave some criticism, I'm always open for it. And thanks for learning, and I will see you probably in a Blight League start. I hope I will see you. Bye bye.